Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss. I'm back with another video. Hi folks, this is actually Max from highonandroid.com. I was doing some impersonations of my friends on YouTube. Don't forget to check out Flossycarter. He's got a cool introduction. Also, you can check out wwjoshdew. I have it in my feature page, my embedded page. You'll see at the right bottom all my friends there. All the channels I check out. Anyway, today's topic is we're gonna talk about the 4G LTE versus 4G WiMAX. Talk about all that 4G stuff. Which one is the best? Really, in practicality, in reality, in real life, which one actually gives you unlimited data or gives you actually good data? First of all, for most of you who don't surf the web too much on your phone, let's say you take your car to work, you probably don't even use your phone all that much on 3G or 4G. But for those of you who take a lot of buses, maybe you live in New York and you're taking the train or the taxi or the subway, you probably spend a lot of time on the 3G or 4G. For example, for me, I don't actually spend that much time outside home, so I'm always on Wi-Fi. So it's kind of like I can probably live with the 2 GB limit on most carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, and I could probably take advantage of 4G LTE. But for those of you who spend a lot of time on your phone outside of your home Wi-Fi, or maybe you don't even have home Wi-Fi, you probably need unlimited. Because if you like listening to streaming music off like Pandora, if you listen to it for like 4 hours, you'll use up almost 2 GB, so if you commute to your work 30 minutes and you listen to Pandora the whole time, in a couple of days you're gonna be using up all that data that you just paid for. So it's, even if you have 4G LTE, it's going to be worthless to you because you're going to go use up 2 GB. Just like that. Another option is that you be careful and you don't use up your 4G LTE 2 GB limit that quickly. But here's the catch. For those of you on Sprint Unlimited, or maybe you're on grandfather T-Mobile or Verizon, you're okay, but if you're not, you have to get the 2 GB or 3 GB limits, and it sucks because once you go over that limit, you have to pay like $10 extra per gigabyte. And once you go over, and you're looking over to your friends who have Sprint Unlimited, and even though maybe they have unlimited, so they can actually watch movies. They're still, listening to streaming from Pandora while you're pretty much, capped. And I guess you can pay for it, but do you really want to pay 10 GB overage charges? That really sucks. So it doesn't actually make sense to have 4G LTE unless you have grandfather unlimited. And Verizon even started throttling, and I've noticed they start throttling my speeds too. This happened like right after AT&T started doing it. They didn't actually announce it, but I know they're doing it because it's happening to me. So there's not really unlimited anymore for 4G LTE for AT&T and Verizon. I'm not sure about T-Mobile. T-Mobile, I think they throttle too. The only carrier that's consistently outperformed the other carriers was for me was Sprint. The only time it gets throttled is because I don't get 4G or something, but they don't actually throttle anything, so that's good. And good thing about Sprint is that you have a total unlimited. Still, Sprint is the best way to go. So if you're gonna really think about streaming stuff on the bus, on the go, and I mean, if you don't stream and you're gonna stay within 2 GB, but if you're gonna stream anything video these days or music off the internet, off the cellular 3G 4G service, you're gonna need unlimited. Now 4G LTE sucks. Like let's say you have unlimited grandfather AT&T. Now they're gonna throttle you after you go over 3 GB. Your data is gonna go back to like edge. So you're on 4G LTE and you use up 2 gigabytes in your train or subway or whatever, and then now your phone is useless. It's on edge. In the meanwhile, the other guy is still using his phone. So in that terms, it's actually not that much faster. If you go over the gigabytes, it makes your phone useless. What is the point of that? So 4G LTE in that sense is actually slower, and it's not unlimited, and you have to be really careful. So I would still say Sprint is still the best plan to go. And let me see here. Another way you can save is you can get you know, one of those portable hotspot devices, but I think it's kind of expensive here. Well, I think the best option is really Sprint. If you're looking to get, you know, if you spend a lot of time outside and you stream a lot of music and video, then you're gonna definitely need unlimited. 2 gigabytes isn't gonna cut it. That's about 2 hours of, you know, maybe 3 hours of Netflix. You watch one long movie and you've used up your whole monthly plan. So just bear that in mind. And I actually mentioned this like a couple of weeks back, and then the new iPad came out, and then I think Washington Post or Business Week, one of the two, they had this article saying that 4G LTE is pretty much useless because number of gigabytes we use these days are, you know, very high, especially on higher resolution devices that use a lot more data. So 4G LTE is not a good plan, really. It's really for people who need fast speeds, but they don't use you know, video and photo, maybe for web browsing, email, and stuff like that. But that kind of beats the purpose. And with the Verizon 4G LTE and AT&T 4G LTE, what they have to improve upon isn't just the coverage, is also the plans. And if we all start boycotting 4G LTE services because it's way too expensive, then they're gonna, you know, lower the prices. But as of now, it's way too expensive. And from what I hear, it's actually cheaper for carriers to run their 4G LTE networks because it's much faster, much efficient. Yet they're charging consumers a lot more, you know. So it's kind of I wouldn't want to use it. So I, you know, and plus Sprint has 4G. It's not 4G LTE, 4G WiMAX. It's the second fastest 4G network out there, and it's actual real 4G, not HSPA. And if you get very good Sprint 4G signals, it's really fast too. I can get up to like 15 megabits per second download on a good area. Anyway, just letting you know, if you spend a lot of time where there's Wi-Fi, let's say you go to work, there's Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi, maybe you drive your car to work, then these 2 gigabytes plans will work. Or maybe without that, maybe you can have 4G LTE even if you take the subway for an hour per day. Just, you know, but it does limit what you can do with your phone, and it beats the purpose that you have this such high speed that you can just use like this bit, you know, this much. So unlimited, I think Sprint's got it. I just hope they don't change, and I think they still have the best plan. And I think in New York, my sister lives in New York, and she told me AT&T is the worst. I guess there's, you know, a lot of AT&T users there, and plus their network sucks there. But AT&T is actually pretty good here. 3G, 4G is pretty good. Probably because there's not that many AT&T users around here. So depending where you're at and how many people are actually signed up to the carrier you're using, that can all affect the performance of your 3G, 4G network. AT&T is actually really good in the SF Bay Area because no one's using AT&T, and Sprint's really good. T-Mobile is horrible here because the thing with T-Mobile is I get 4G HSPA plus, or I'll get Edge. You know, if I'm inside buildings, it's dropped to Edge. In here, no way I can get 4G. I have to go to the second floor, or I have to go outside. But a lot of people tell me they have good coverage in the East Coast with T-Mobile. If you do, great, but they just don't have enough antennas out here in the SF area. I've tested everywhere. Every mall I go to, it just drops, you know. You can't even go to the T-Mobile centers and they don't even get 3G, and they're selling these phones. So that's my complaint. They're just a small company, not big of a company, so they don't really invest that much. And Verizon LTE, 4G LTE is very good. They get great coverage, I think, nationwide. Again, the problem is very expensive, not practical. They should really do like 20 gigabytes for like 30 bucks. That makes more sense to me. But 2 gigabytes for 30 bucks or 20 bucks, that's, you know, that's like chump change. Forget that. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what I thought about the best unlimited plan, and you know, just a plan that makes sense, a carrier that makes sense, and it's Sprint, you know, because they have unlimited. And you know, if you can go to 4G LTE, just, you know, you're not going to be able to use all your streaming video music apps. You know, if you don't mind that, go ahead, but that kind of limits, you know, limits your life, limits your, you know, phone. What's the point of that? Anyway, see you guys later. That was Max. See y'all later. Yeah.